Hello entrepreneurs, Chris Mackey, your entrepreneur alchemist, with a video today on how to raise your prices without losing any customers. So the reason I'm sharing this with you is I don't want you to feel that you're being left out. So this is just a little secret between you and I hope you won't tell anyone else. Have we got a deal? Fantastic, let's get on with it. See, the only person really in your ecosystem who does not want a price rise is you, and for very good reasons. You don't want to lose any customers, and you think by having a price rise, that's exactly what will happen. I understand that, it makes perfect sense. And you'd also prefer a stable environment, and just like it the way it is. But I really would like to make some more money, and I've had significant amount of cost increases that I'm just absorbing. So three things I'd like you to consider first. When was the last time that you actually did have a price rise? And two, how do you know that you will lose customers? Is it just a belief that you have? So how do you know that you actually will lose customers without trying it? And thirdly, how did you come up with the prices you're charging now for your services? Did you just see what was the most expensive and who was the least expensive and pick the medium? Like, that's wrong to start with. But when you get this right, imagine being able to pay your team members a bigger salary or a bonus. And what about reinvesting into a greater customer experience? I'd like to share a story of a friend of mine, Jason's his name. I was challenging his thoughts on his pricing. So, hey, Jason, what would you prefer to be known as? A gourmet continental delicatessen or Aldi? Jason chose the delicatessen, and I'm happy to report that he did have a change of pricing and he never lost a customer. There's three things that we need to do as part of this process. So number one is I want you to gather up all your historical profit and loss statements and just have a look at what the trend is. Let's get some logic behind these decision making. The second thing is I want you to gather your team together and explain to them why you're having a change in your pricing structure so that they have the confidence and the trust in what's happening. And be patient with some of them. Some people really like a stable environment, and any sort of changes really can be of a concern. So they like a stable environment, so just be patient. So that's the first thing you could do. The second thing is get enthusiastic, get confident about coming up with a new pricing model. Are you using, particularly in allied health industries, are you using a good, better, best model? And if you're not, maybe that's a way. Maybe the industry you're in is ultra competitive and you can't have a price rise across the board, but analysing your good, better and best, maybe within there's room for improvement. But whatever you do it enthusiastically and do it with confidence. So after you finish that process, action your price rises, make sure that you communicate, and if the rise should be at least the CPI, the Consumer Price Index, at the very minimum. And if not, I'd like to see between 5 and 10% across the board. So I'm conscientious of what you may be thinking about your social status, that you may be perceived as a rip-off or something less than you'd appreciate. And I also am empathetic to it takes a lot to build a client base, and you sure don't want to lose yours. But here's what I can guarantee you. If you sold your practice now, the very first thing that the new owner would do is they'd come in and they'd analyse when was the last time you had a price rise? What opportunity is there to make some adjustments? Do you have a good, better and best model? And is there a differentiation in your margins on all of those products? I promise you that's what they do, because that's the advice I'd give anybody who is buying an existing business. So why are you leaving money on the table? Money that you can reinvest into better customer service or better team, or even just a better return on your investment. Why are you leaving it for somebody else to have? So here's what I would like you to do next. None of us buy anything. You haven't bought a new car or a house without taking it for a test drive. So I'd like you to book a conversation with myself. Let's get to know what your challenges are. Let's get to know where you are on your entrepreneurial journey and how Alchemy can transform you into the gold medal star that you are. Take care for now. Look forward to having a conversation. Bye.